Zimbabwe Land Commission developed recommendations on the 99-year list, and the validation of the recommendations was conducted in April 2024. In July 2024, the government, represented by relevant ministries, departments, reps of FFCOs, Bankers Association, and so forth, undertook a technical review of the current 99-year list and its supporting legislation in order to enhance its bankability, transferability criteria in line with the NDS1 objectives. So the technical review committee made some recommendations which I won't go into detail, but really the idea was is to strengthen the land tenure system so that we improve bankability and transferability, and it should be valorizable. Now, on the 8th of October, through the cabinet meeting of 8th of October, government made a decision to give security of tenure to every person in line with section 292 of the Constitution, read together with sections 289 and 293 and 294 of the Constitution. In this regard, government will implement the following measures. All land held by beneficiaries of the Land Reform Program under the 1999 leases, offer letters, and permits will now be held under a bankable, registrable, and transferable, and more secure document of tenure, which is to be issued by the government of Zimbabwe to the beneficiaries. And this excludes, obviously, land that is under the chiefs in our rural communities. It's only got to do with the farms that we gazetted back then. Urban land will only be made commercially available to credible and approved land developers who will add value to the land and compliance with all relevant laws and protocols. The NDS1 plan, albeit the current climate shocks induced by El Nino weather phenomenon. The successful implementation of the arrears clearance and debt resolution process is critical to the country to unlock new external financing needed to achieve the NDS1 development objectives. So going forward, we foresee a roadmap for arrears clearance as follows. This is agreeing with the IMF on the broad staff monitoring program framework. This is ongoing. As I said, we hope to conclude in the first 2 months of next year. Continuation with the implementation of reforms under the pillars of the 3 sector working groups, and continuing with the structured dialogue meetings, both at high and technical levels, as the platform for building trust, feedback, and reporting on progress on the implementation of reforms. A technical meeting of the core chairs was held on Monday, the 14th of October 2024, to review progress on implementation of reforms contained in the various matrices. We also expect continuation of quarterly token payments to the IFIs and the 16 Paris Club creditors. We'll continue with the resource mobilization. It's made an allocation of 55 million in 2024 national budget, with 35 billion earmarked for the compensation of under the global compensation deed, while $20 million is for the compensation of farms protected by BPAs. So we have a budget for this. Regarding the former farm owners under the global compensation deed, as you know, we actually issued instruments, 10-year instrument to each farm, and we were paying on the back of that instrument, servicing the coupon on that instrument. A bit of detail on that. So in line with the revised global compensation deed, Treasury will make payments amounting to 3.5 million, representing 1% of capital amount of 351.6 million for the compensation of former farm owners. The balance, after netting off the 1% of the capital amount, an interim relief payment will be settled through the issuance of US dollar denominated treasury bonds with maturities ranging from 2 to 10 years and a coupon of 2%. So that's the structure that is in place. And in the last quarter, which is this quarter of the year, we'll begin to make those payments to the former farm owners. When it comes to BIPAs, the Compensation Committee, in September 2024, verified compensation payable to applications who apply through the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. Applications are from BIPAs that were ratified before the start of the 2011 reform program and between government and the respective countries. The Compensation Committee approved 94 claims and applications amounting to $196.6 million. I've got a table here that shows the breakdown for farmers from 5 countries. From Denmark, for example, there are 4 farms, the amount is 5 recommendations and strategies on building a resilient economy in the face of climate change. I'm loving these few showers, I must say. I slept well last night, so it was Zimbabwe should be better blessed this year, I think. Sessions with parliamentarians during the period 5 to 8 November, I think it's moved to 7 to 9 November now, in Bulawayo or Victoria Falls, to also gather their input in the process of budget making. In this regard, as our key stakeholder, I also welcome all your views and policy proposals for consideration as we work on the 2025 budget preparations. Let me just a few points on the state of the economy. Let me building resilience for sustained economic transformation. You can see from the title that there's a fixation with dealing with climate change issues, how to build resilience to shocks, today internal or external, and we really expect you to give us support in this regard. You have seen the budget strategy paper. We've circulated that. Please, if you give us input, some of it could be in writing, it could be through this meeting today, but we remain open as to how you extend that input and support. I expect to present the budget at the end of November as usual, so we only have 3 or 4 weeks to receive your input. Now, it is our expectation again in 2025 of our National Development Strategy 1. In this regard, government has commenced work on the development of its successor, the National Development Strategy 2. And development partners and all key stakeholders will be consulted in this process. Cabinet has already approved the roadmap for the development of the NDS2. And again, we anticipate that you as our partners will be supporting the various, or be part of the various sector working groups that support the key pillars of this kind of development strategies. Let me turn to the structural dialogue